Why? Lost at a good while sometimes. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Hope everybody's in good spirits. Hope everybody is still healthy. Everybody should be well rested following a busy day yesterday. I know I'm still very tired, but I have to be here to ensure that I share the information that needs to be shared. Big up all your whole selves this morning. Want to say good morning and welcome to the folks joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, GBN channel 7, 11, and 20, the loyal listeners of Classic 105 and Hot 98. Good morning. Good morning to all the folks joining us across the entire Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica, Barbados, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, did I say Barbados? Where else am I missing? I think I got everybody. Bermuda, the Bahamas, Aruba, Curacao. Yeah, I think there's everybody inside here, man. Ain't it? Yep. Good morning internationally. Spain, the US, the UK, Canada, Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, Austria, Botswana, Nigeria, Kenya, China, North and South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Italy, Spain. Yes, I said Spain already. Timbuktu. Yeah, that's where I reach. And I know every morning is the same thing. I like to work the brain, work out the muscles. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's get right into it. It is Tuesday, April the 7th. Let's get right into this morning's word of the day. And this morning's word of the day is Jabberwocky. Jabberwocky. It's a noun which means an example of writing or speech consisting of or containing meaningless words. Jabberwocky, an example of writing or speech consisting of or containing meaningless words. Jabberwocky is a derivative of the name Jabberwock, which is a monster generally depicted as a dragon in a nonsense poem. Concerning the etymology of Jabberwocky, the author of the poem wrote in a letter to students in Boston, Massachusetts, the Anglo-Saxon word walker signifies offspring or fruit. Taking jabber in its ordinary acception of excited and voluble discussion, this would give the meaning of the result of much excited and voluble discussion. The word of the day, Jabberwocky. Jabberwocky. A noun which means an example of writing or speech consisting of or containing meaningless words. An example of the use of the word, of course, all the White House's latest Jabberwocky about benchmarks and milestones and timelines is nothing more than an election year PR strategy. Another example of the use of the word, his face melts into a mask of sadness and despair, then sparkles with wit as he tells in a stream of Jabberwocky the loopy story of a fop named Pongo Twistleton. An example of the use of the word. Word of the day, Jabberwocky, Jabberwocky, a noun which means an example of a writing or speech consisting of or containing meaningless words. Jabberwocky. Okay. And this morning's tip of the day, it's how to end the fake news cycle. How to end the fake news cycle. Over the past few weeks and months, we've been seeing and hearing and reading a lot of information, half of which are unfounded or untrue. And some of the tips to help end the cycle or the circulation of this fake news: 1, consider the source, where you got it from. 2, cross-check the information. 3, check the date on the information. Sometimes news surfaces from years ago has nothing to do with the current situation, but because the words probably kind of fit, we take it to mean it was released in this occasion. So check the date. 4thly, read beyond the information you see. And 5th, don't forward every message. Very important. This is specifically to my Facebook friends and my WhatsApp contacts. Don't forward every message. and don't give in to the panic. So the tips this morning on how to end the fake news cycle: 1, consider the source. 2, cross-check the information. 3, check the date on the information. 4, read beyond what you see. 5, don't forward every message. And 6, don't give in to the panic. A lot of them are intended to send you into a panic and a frenzy. Don't give in to it. So remember that. Try to end the fake news cycle. Double check. Sometimes we read and we start to forward. Is 2 people are blocked already during this new dispensation? Because I mean, come on, work with all it. And when you have your theories, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't share it for Blossom. Blossom does get annoyed. All right, let's see what is celebrated today. Quite a few things today. Today it is Coffee Cake Day. Coffee Cake Day, which is observed each year on April 7th. It does not have coffee specifically in the cake, but it is intended to be eaten while enjoying a cup of coffee, maybe for breakfast or during a coffee break. One may choose to serve this cake to guests around their coffee table. Well, you shouldn't have guests this time, so squash that piece there. But it's Coffee Cake Day, a piece of cake that you would eat with coffee. Today it is also, hold on, I'll leave this one for one before the last. Today it is Girl Me Too. Girl Me Too. On April 7th, it recognizes the strength and endurance of women of all ages and is an opportunity to show support for each other. Girl, me too. Good morning to all the women of the nation, whether you're 1 day old or 100 years old. Special, special good morning on this day. Today it is Bear Day. Bear, the drink, Bear Day. A time where we can raise a toast to the oldest and most venerable of all beverages. People have been making beer for over 5,000 years. In fact, the oldest recorded recipe we know of is for beer. It is Beer Day, so have a beer by yourself today. And today, one before the last, today it is No Housework Day. No Housework Day. This directs us to put down the cleaning solution and toss aside the laundry for 1 day each year on April 7th. The housework can wait. Since a lot of us are home at this time, we're finding something to do. I saw somebody post a video yesterday of a lady sweeping basically the road. It's a community, inside a road, but she's basically sweeping the road. Just put down everything and just relax today. We are home for the next 2 weeks at least. We have enough time to do the housework. Just relax today. Every day we find something to clean, something to wipe, something to mop, something. Relax today. It is No Housework Day, right? And lastly, but not least, today it is World Health Day. Every April 7th, the World Health Organization chooses to highlight a special theme current in the wellness and medical world, ranging from mental health to insurance and everything in between. This day sets the tone for what's to come in the world stage. This year, World Health Day will shine a light on nurses and midwives, the on-the-call, restless workforce that revolutionized the healthcare industry as we know it today. Big hugs and kisses to all our nation's nurses and midwives. Big up all your wholesales. This is a field that many people, they might watch you sideways, but it's a field that not many people can do. I know I can do it for one. I hate to draw blood. I have no time for it. So big up the nurses this morning. Y'all continue to do a good job. Generally, I know the nurses put their best foot forward with the little resources that they may have, whether you're at the general hospital or at the health facilities around the island, private clinics, wherever you operate, whatever specific field you're in. Special good morning to you guys this morning. Want to say special good morning to all the nurses on the gynae ward at the general hospital, my sisterins. Big up all your whole selves. Have a fantastic day today on World Health Day as we specifically recognize nurses and midwives. Have a fantastic day today. All right, it is time for Information Corner. Just wanted to, first of all, there was an earthquake that was felt last night in parts of Grenada. It was recorded southeast of us between Grenada and Tobago, well, Trinidad and Tobago. Some people felt it. I didn't. I was deep inside my bed last night. But I've seen reports of people feeling the earthquake. And finally, I wanted to listen to the phrase, big up in a big way. all the management and staff of the shops, grocery stores, supermarkets around the Tri-Island. Big up all your wholesales, all your number freeze. Big up all your wholesales. Yesterday you were given a Herculean task to undertake. I am sure that there were 100,000 of the 110,000 Grenadians in a supermarket shop somewhere, somehow, for the lines that I saw yesterday. And after spending hours in the hot sun and making your way into the supermarket, it was, for me personally, it was a heartwarming experience to see that the workers, you would expect irritated workers, annoyed workers after working all day restocking shelves and fetching things, and the workers were still smiling and greeting you with warmness. And it meant a lot to me personally, knowing that my irritability standing in the hot sun would not be juiced up by theirs. I was at 2 supermarkets yesterday, and the attitude of the workers was the same. So thank you guys so much. I saw you running up and down, restocking shelves and doing what you need to ensure that the customers got what they needed, whether it was restocking the shelf to get a bag of tomatoes or the lady that got the bag of onions for me yesterday. Thank you so much. And just the mere fact that you responded with "you're welcome" when told thank you meant a lot. Nobody was annoyed or irritated. They helped where they could. So big up all your whole selves yesterday. Y'all could rest. You know what? Take the rest of the week off. Yeah? Take the rest of the week off. Don't work again until Saturday, God willing. Boss tell you anything, say blossom, say. Yep. So big up all yourselves. Have a good day. I'm tired as a shopper, so I could only imagine how tired you are as a worker. So good morning, and thank you again to all the supermarket workers yesterday. Just quickly wanted to big up as well Mrs. Anya Chow Chung. She was fantastic yesterday, and I'm only shouting out, no offense to anybody, I'm shouting out because I actually saw her in action yesterday. Running up and down, she was what we would call down in the trenches with the rest of her workers, running up and down in the hot sun, ensuring her customers were comfortable while standing for the hours that they were standing. She was distributing refreshments, water and biscuits yesterday, and she was actually not just stuck up in her AC office, but she's outside in the hot sun doing what needed to be done to ensure a smooth flow yesterday. So I just quickly wanted to big up all the other managers around the island who were working along with their staff to ensure everything flowed yesterday. I'm sure there were a few of you. I'm just mentioning Mrs. Chow Chow because I actually saw her in action. So big up all yourselves once again, and now let's get ready for the news. I've robbed 2 minutes to big up all you because y'all are that important to what is taking place in Grenada and I'm sure around the rest of the world. Let's get ready for the news. Those of you on radio, the morning edition of news, and those of you on television, we have a repeat of last evening's newscast. This is Good Morning Grenada, Classic GBN Hot 98. Stick and stay.
Another busy broadcast day. Good evening. This is News at 7. I'm Ken Roy Batiste. It seems like all of Grenada was united in a common cause today. People unified around the need to stock up on food supplies following an announcement on Sunday evening. The government announced that grocery shopping was being extended to 5 p.m. instead of the noon close-off time, which obtained during the past week. GBN's news crew surveyed the grocery hotspots and captured the scenes at various locations today.
Indications are that some people flocked to major food outlets long before 8 o'clock this morning, the time at which they were scheduled to open their doors. In the town of St. George, commotion in the streets painted an unnerving picture. The Foodland Market Square line going around the entire block, ending with mass gathering at the storefront.
But I'm fine. The thing should be organized a little better because persons outside here, some of us have medical issues. Some persons have hypertension, some persons diabetic. I mean, we're standing in that line. Some of us had breakfast, some of us had no breakfast this morning, and you are here in the line to get some food, and you have a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges to get some food. I mean, my thing is, again, how this thing is organized, that one person from the household have to come out. So imagine you have one person from the household coming out. You might have smaller siblings. You have to get to the pharmacy, you have to get to the grocery, you have to get to do other things in that given time. How one person could have 3-4 hours to get with this queue, this build-up of this queue, to do all of these things is impossible.
In Grandance, long lines of people sneaked their way to Stiki's Super Value. For hours on end, the lines seemed motionless as shoppers tried to observe the social distancing requirements. There was also a bleak situation at Real Value IGA, where the end of the line began at the Spiceland Mall complex, made its way onto the main road, and circled the entire loop around the Monrouge playing field. Those hoping to get a chance to pick up some food items made their way down the adjacent street close to the Lamaki complex and then on to the Real Value compound. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Well, it turned out to be a long day for many people today. They were in the lines from sunup until late this evening. GBN's Gerard Joseph took a look at one point in the food circle in the south of the island. Joseph Kado also scoured the capital and sent us this report.
Just up the road from Real Value, a similar scenario existed at Food Fair Grandance Complex. And the situation was no different at Food Fair Outlet on the Carenage. Diversion into two directions and encircling the premises. The exterior of Hotspot St. George's was also crowded, with those in search of supplies, though mostly 6 feet apart, congregating closely at several points. Kirani James Boulevard was converted to a single carriageway and became almost impassable as some grocery hunters made their way to the Foodland supermarket. Social distancing and the wearing of face masks has become part of the Grenadian landscape, an everyday part of life. We've also gotten used to going to the supermarket. What we have not been used to is that our shopping experience becomes a rigid tale of long lines that stretch from early mornings till late into the evening, and a story that literally becomes a horror story as the hours passes, still with persons still not sure whether or not they would be able to purchase some of the basic household items. Just before 5 o'clock shutdown time, people were still in long queues outside.
At least I went and went to the pharmacy and come back here and met like the same set of people, not too far. So it's been real frustrating.
11. I'm here and I'm waiting still, but they say when 4:30 they will come and check the last person and everybody getting a chance to go in.
I did in line about 10-15 minutes again quick. And I go and pick up what I get. And I just go and pick up what I get and come out from there. So I ain't go to the sick. I know what I want. I make my list. I pick up what I want and I come out from there.
And this line seems to be not progressing properly. Since from 10 o'clock, look at the time now, it's almost 5 o'clock, and we are here this morning. And you are here in the line to get some food, and you have a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges to get some food.
The markets were closed during the last week in keeping with the state of emergency regulations. Today, at least one vendor took advantage of the opportunity to offer her products.
Watch, I cleared those last Friday, as you all know. I look all my carrots here. What's the condition of my carrots? As you all see, I cannot sell it. 5 bags of carrots. I pick up some 4,000 something. What's my carrots? Market refuse to hold my carrots. They say they hold it for me at my own risk. If it damaged or it spoiled at my own risk. So I find those are no. So I come out this morning to sell my carrots. But I can't sell all 5 bags. That's all I have remain. Nobody buying it. It's already spoiled.
Anguish, frustration, anxiety, despair. A labor of love, some say. But certainly these are just some of the words and phrases and expressions that have been used by some of the people that we've spoken here today. Of course, as we enter into the 3rd week of the lockdown here in Grenada. The one ray of hope in the midst of this crisis, this local business unit behind us would have have actually taken the decision to extend on the shopping hours from 5 until 7 so as to accommodate many of the scores of Grenadians that lined up since early morning to purchase some of the basic household items. From downtown St. George's, I'm Joseph Cador, reporting for GBN News.
Right, in St. Andrew, people were also busy accessing services to ensure that they were prepared for any eventuality. Many operated on the premise that the country could be under lockdown indefinitely. GBN's Rena Pear captured some cell phone footage as she attempted to secure groceries and other supplies in the town of Grenville.
It was just minutes to 8, and the town of Grenville was already congested as residents of the parish of St. Andrews could be seen in long lines that seemed to be never-ending. Banks and credit union customers were awaiting their turn to access ATMs, while shoppers were anxiously awaiting for supermarkets to open their doors. Standing in lines, most of the shoppers were wearing some form of facial covering, while some adhered to the 6 feet social distance rules. Some of the St. Andrews residents were disappointed as they had to go back home empty-handed, unable to access money that family members would have sent to them from overseas due to the closure of MoneyGram and Western Union. As the day progressed, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force were out ensuring that all supermarkets were abiding to protocols. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
We return to an earlier story. As evening drew nigh, the town of Grenville returned to a state of quiet in keeping with the state of emergency regulations. GBN's Akisha Felix took a quick stroll through several of the key service centres and spoke with her colleague Cherian Blackman-Stephen this evening.
All right, so I went out this morning at around 8 o'clock and again at probably around 4 or 5 this afternoon. And earlier this morning, you would have seen a rush for some of the supplies, the supermarket, even the small community shops. They actually had scores of people on the outside. And I should commend the people because they were, in fact, practicing social distancing. You would have seen them with the exercise in the 6-foot radius. So I must say kudos to the citizens who actually did, practice social distancing today. So at around after 4, the streets of Grenville more or less became deserted. You would have seen probably 2 or 3 individual line in the outside of the supermarket waiting on their turn to go inside. And a bit of observation. Once it is that you went into the supermarket, you would have seen some of the baskets. They're actually filled with essential goods. So you're not seeing ice cream and you're not seeing the irrelevant stuff. You're seeing that they're actually packing stuff that can last for the duration of the limited state of emergency.
GBN's Akisha Felix. Well, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has assured the public that the country is not facing an imminent shortage of food supplies. The statement was made on the backdrop of hundreds of people lining outside supermarkets and community shops to get supplies. Prime Minister Mitchell says there is enough supplies once people behave responsibly. The Prime Minister announced that the state of emergency remains in effect until the 20th of April. The next shopping day will be Saturday of this week. During the news conference, Police Commissioner Edwin Martin announced that there may be some changes to the format of the shopping day on Saturday. Now, over 50 Grenadians say they are stranded on board 2 cruise ships docked in the United States. Cherian Blackman-Stephen has this report.
The coronavirus pandemic is impacting everyone throughout the world. While some are afflicted by the virus and others are trying to cope with the death of loved ones, many are inconvenienced, kept away from home and their loved ones. This is the reality facing some 52 Grenadians stranded aboard 2 cruise ships in Florida. One Grenadian, who asked to be identified only as Tracy from St. David's, spoke to GBN, appealing to the government of Grenada to please allow them entry into their country.
Our company is sending everyone home, and we just really want to come home, so we want to know, how soon will the airport open, or if the government is willing to open the airport for seafarers to come home. If they are willing to do that, our company is willing to work together with them to ensure that we come home safe. So we just call in on who is responsible, the government or the Prime Minister or whoever. We just really want to come home to our family.
The cruise line ceased operations for 30 days as the coronavirus continues to spread throughout the world. And Tracy says the company is willing to charter a flight for them to return to Grenada. Tracy told GBN all crew members remain in quarantine aboard the 2 cruise ships in Florida. She said it is painful watching their colleagues leave the ship to return to their homeland while they are left in frustration. She told GBN they are willing to be quarantined on their return to Grenada.
We have 40 Grenadians on the ship that I'm on. We have another cruise ship in the back of us with 12 Grenadians also in the back of us, 12 of them there. So in all, on where I am in this port, we have 52 Grenadians.
Tracy told GBN that they attempted to come home, however they were denied entry as the Morris Bishop International Airport, the MBIA, which closed its doors to commercial air traffic at midnight on Sunday, March 22nd, remains closed. The government and airport authority have been allowing only a few empty flights to enter the country to pick up their citizens. The only other activities allowed at the airport is said to be the shipment of medical and other necessary supplies and the transportation of medical personnel. GBN reached out to the Minister for Health, Nicholas Steele, who said no decision has been made regarding the cruise workers at this time. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Hello again. Media in the region have expressed sadness at the passing of former engineer and station manager Raymond Smith. Beverly Telesford reports.
Broadcast engineer, former manager of the Windward Islands Broadcasting Service and Radio Grenada, Raymond Smith, is being remembered as a pioneer in media across the region. Mr. Smith died on Friday evening after a prolonged illness. In a statement, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell extended deepest condolences on the passing of Mr. Smith, who served his country in various capacities, including being part of Grenada's interim administration in the 1980s. An engineer by profession, Mr. Smith served for many years as the chief engineer of the Windward Islands Broadcasting Service, and he was also instrumental in the creation of Grenada Telecommunications Limited, serving as the company's first chairman. Reflecting on Smith's contribution, Dr. Mitchell said he was a highly skilled, knowledgeable, and pioneering engineer who left an indelible mark on the local and regional broadcasting industry. Dr. Mitchell added, and I quote, "We are immensely grateful for his engineering expertise and commitment to improvement in the telecommunications industry." Grenada demonstrated its appreciation for Smith's sterling contribution when a recommendation for him to be awarded the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire was readily approved by government in 2000. End of quote. The Prime Minister extends his condolences to Raymond Smith's children and other surviving relatives. Meanwhile, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, CBU, has paid tribute to the late Raymond Smith. The CBU referred to Mr. Smith as one of its Hall of Fame inductees and hailed him as a pioneer and one of the union's founding fathers.
Ray served as our first Secretary General from 1970 to 1973. However, his service in broadcasting has been long and distinguished. So distinguished that Ray did not only serve Grenada, he did not only serve the Caribbean, he served the entire world. His innovation of soundproofing technology for radio studios is well known beyond the shores of the Caribbean Sea. We hail Ray for his outstanding achievements. We thank him for the work he has done for the CBU. We remember fondly that he is one of those who has been inducted in the CBU Hall of Fame. We thank his family for sharing him with us and for him in sharing his service to the entire region and the world. Our tribute to Ray. Walk good, our brother.
For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Our condolences to the family and friends of Raymond Smith. All right, stay with us for this evening's I Saw. Compliments Clear Vision Eye Center.
the scarcity of cooking gas, a St. Andrew resident resorted to the old traditional oven. Send your submissions to us via our social media platforms.
As we prepare and remain vigilant amid the coronavirus pandemic, the GUT Credit Union remains committed to serving you and your family in the safest way possible. We have increased the frequency of cleaning and sanitizing all branches and ATMs throughout the day. In an effort to maintain the protocols of social distancing, we encourage you to use the ATMs to conduct simple transactions. For your protection and convenience, our officers are available to conduct business via telephone if needed. As a member, if you are facing financial challenges as a result of the pandemic, please contact us to discuss the range of flexible options available to you. More information can be obtained by calling 440-1354, emailing gutcu@spicile.com, or visiting www.gutcu.com. Together, we can successfully navigate through this time. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
It's time to detox. Detoxing can prevent and help with a myriad of health conditions: kidney and heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, skin conditions, constipation, weight loss, and so much more. Try our premium detox product, Trifala. Call Nirvana Natural Health Clinic and Health Spa 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Come on in or book your appointment now. We are located in Belmont, St. George's, immediately next to the South St. George Parliamentary Rep Office.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Stomp out careless or intentional bushfires, dead out. Youths, hunters, smokers, let's prevent bushfires. Here's why.
Yeah, bushfires. The shorelands wet, crops should be bushfires. Can lead to food scarcity, threatened biodiversity, cause water shortage, water calamity. Bushfires in watersheds deplete water quality, threaten property, life and security. Bushfires set intentionally, water insanity.
Bushfires can cost millions in losses annually and are often caused by careless or intentional actions indictable under the law. Forests are life-giving. Save them. A message from the Fire Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Caribbean Open Trade Support.
No,
that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
See it first on GBN. All the stories, from politics to industrial unrest. Tourism. Light it up. Light it up.
Station to Grenada.
Entertainment. Sports and culture.
Great shot there of Anderson Peter from Grenada, the Commonwealth Games bronze medalist.
See more on GBN, your most credible source for information. Nightly at 7.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home. Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
Feel good facts. Help prevent cold and flu by washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. That's the time it takes to remove most germs. No soap and water? No worries when you've got alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
It's time to detox. Detoxing can prevent and help with a myriad of health conditions: kidney and heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, skin conditions, constipation, weight loss, and so much more. Try our premium detox product, Trifala. Call Nirvana Natural Health Clinic and Health Spa 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Come on in or book your appointment now. We are located in Belmont, St. George's, immediately next to the South St. George Parliamentary Rep Office.
The following are a list of food items to have on hand amidst COVID-19. Perishables like vegetables, fruits, provisions, and eggs. You are advised to stock perishable items to last up to 2 weeks. Non-perishable items including dry goods like cereals, flour, cornmeal, oats, rice, pasta, nuts, and nut butters like peanut butter, crackers, canned or frozen meats, ready-to-eat canned meats, powdered or canned milk, dried peas and beans, canned fruits in natural juices, 100% canned fruit juices, and canned vegetables. You can stock non-perishable food items to last up to 1 month. Store bottled or clean drinking water, 1 gallon or more per day per person. If you suffer from a medical condition, have prescribed medications on hand. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council as we battle COVID-19.
As part of our social media revamp, the GBN is committed on providing accurate information by just 1 click through our social media platforms. You can now follow our Facebook page at GBN Television, together with our sister stations Classic FM Grenada and Hot FM Grenada. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grenada Broadcasting Network. They say 1 picture is worth 1,000 words. Now you have the opportunity to follow us on Instagram at GBN_news and our newly added WhatsApp feature to our News and Current Affairs Department on telephone number 473-405-3052. GBN, with you, anywhere, everywhere.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
We're back inside. Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is 17 minutes after 7. Those of you just stretching and getting out of bed, good morning. Happy to have you. I'll give you a pass. You should be home, so taking a little extra few minutes of sleep. All right, so I'll give you a pass if you're just waking up. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. All right, it's time for a topic of the day this morning. This morning's topic of the day, well, as announced by the Prime Minister yesterday, they will be extending, or Grenada will continue to be under a 24-hour curfew for the next 2 weeks. That's until April 20th, 2020. And it depends on how we behave, y'all. Yeah? I'm just throwing it out there. If we behave good, by the 21st, we can probably smell outside. If not, back inside. So let me try and behave now. You know, I want to stretch. I want to get a haircut. Let's set up. Wait now, that 2 weeks I had to wait again for a haircut. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Topic of the day this morning. What has this lockdown, this 24-hour lockdown, limited state of emergency, made you realize that you've been taking for granted? Something that you realize you've been taking for granted and know that you can't have it? You're in a quandary. You're missing it. What has this 24-hour curfew, this 24-hour lockdown taught you that you have been taken for granted? I don't know, you know. I'll have to think deeply about that. But let me know. 435-2041 is the number to call and share with us this morning. You can also send in the thing that you've been taking advantage of. I was looking for a word. Couldn't find it. So you can also send in your answers to the WhatsApp. It's also 435-2041. But please do not voice or video call the WhatsApp. We can't take those calls. Only written messages on the WhatsApp. Very much, please. Thank you very much. Only written messages on the WhatsApp. What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've been taken for granted? You can also send in your comments on the GBN Television Facebook page or the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, right? What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you that you've been taking for granted? Let me see what's cooking up on the WhatsApp. WhatsApp always comes through. Somebody says food. Food, but you still have food. You still have food, man. Okay, well, maybe not all that you want. Okay, fair enough. What has this 24-hour curfew taught you you've been taking for granted? You know what a lot of people have been asking for on Facebook? Shop bread or the bread van. I've seen a few people saying they want to just bust plastic and eat bread. They tired bake. And I thought that very funny. That is very funny. They miss busting plastic and eating. Grenadians are well enough. Grenadians are a bunch of people. What have you been taken for granted? Me too. I'm in agreement with that person. The beach. I live in Grenada and I can't tell you the last time that I've been to a beach. I know. It's shameful. Don't judge me. But I've been taking it for granted and I wish I can get a little sea dip. By now. I want a little sea dip. By now, so. Yep. I think I've been taking my barber for granted too. Because, it's been about 2 weeks now since I've gotten a haircut. And I want one. I have another 2 weeks to go again. I think I've been taking him for granted. Thank my apologies. What have you been taking for granted? What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've been taking for granted? Somebody says, my freedom. Yes, now you have to stay home. You see all the time when you could just walk down the road. Grenada is a peaceful place and stretch your legs. Now you have to stay home. What has this 24-hour taught you you've been taking for granted? God. Oh, I like that answer. God. Yep, we what should I say? We expect him to always be in our favor. But it shows you that not all the time you can get what you want when you want it, how you want it. We're going on his timing. So let's not take him for granted. Coconut water. But I could show off because I have a watermelon tree in my yard. Just over the weekend, I had a watermelon. So I could show off on you this morning, the person that took coconut water for granted. All right, where are my callers this morning? 435-2041. Hold on, let me make sure I get in. Yes, I get in dial tone. Where are my callers? 435-2041. What has this 24-hour lockdown showed you that you've been taking for granted? Let me check the Facebook. Somebody else on Facebook says freedom. You've also been taking your free. Oh Lord. All right. Playing in big people party. I hope it's a DJ. You're a DJ, eh? So you miss playing music. I hope. That's what I mean. Try. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good.
What has this lockdown showed you been taking for granted?
Well, not me personally, but as a nation. Right? I find we as a nation, we have taken our natural resources for granted. which is agriculture, our fertile soil, right? We've been focusing on tourism, which as we can see from this experience, that it is a fragile industry, but we could have consolidated our independence by focusing on agriculture. With that, we could have quarantined ourselves without fear of, like people have fear of getting food from outside. They think the barn's going to run low and all of that. We wouldn't have that fear if we go seriously into agriculture. So this is my point. I think as a nation, we have taken agriculture for granted. And here we see that if we have taken that seriously, we would have had food. We would be comfortable to be as independent as we should be.
Nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. I think I agree with you. We have taken agriculture, should I say for granted? Maybe it's the same thing. Haven't been putting maybe as much attention as we should into it, and that's what we're depending on at the moment. I see what you're saying. I got you. What have you been taking for granted? What has this 24-hour lockdown showed you that you've been taking for granted? Somebody says, I have been taking my ability to walk on the beach for granted. Yep, you wish you could put your feet in the sand. The ability just to dress and go to church. That's a good one. I actually miss church myself. Yep. Putting on your fancy dandan and going to church. Mommy, we must dress up home and sit down in the living room and have church. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning, how are you?
Not too bad at all. My thought is shopping. I love going to town, going to the hardware, look around and buy something. And because of the blackout, I just can't go to town. I've been in town for the past 2 weeks, and that is my problem at the moment. But it's not much of a problem, and it's for my good, and I'm satisfied with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, kind of miss walking through town and window shopping, going in stores and watching what's on the shelf, watching clothes that I can't afford. I see where you're coming from. I feel you. Good morning.
Morning, Blossom. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I've been hanging in there. I'm missing my church service because Sunday morning I had to take in all the Palm Sunday service on the air. And when I did everything, I listened to the reading. One thing I didn't know, I didn't have to get the piece of palm. I didn't get my palm because they blessed it one time. The priest said, put your palm up. I said, Lord, I didn't get piece of palm to put there. But I did take it all. I'm missing my Sunday morning mass. I love to go to church. I love to pray. And I love my God. Every Sunday morning, I never miss it. Every 5-4 Sundays in a month. Rain, thunder, lightning up there. Now I have to sit down home. I can't say peace to my family. We are family people when we go to church. We need to be close to one another again. So God's God to help us to come back to normality life that He gave to us to live in the world. Blossom, I really miss it. Yesterday we had such a hard time with the shopping. My niece went to do some shopping yesterday morning, and she got back home after 7 years last night. She couldn't get the food. There was a long line. She was hungry and thirsty, and she had to stand up there to get food for her children. It's really, really hard for us, but God is there for us, and He's going to send that virus away and help us to come back to our normal life. Let us keep on thanking Him and give praise to Him and do what He asks of us to do. Love one another, because some people have no love. I don't know why people don't want to love. Love is patient and kind. It is not jealous. It's not pompous. It is not inflated. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Let us learn to love and love the Lord God, for without Him, we are lost in the world.
Okay.
You have a blessed day, darling.
You too. All right. What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've been taken for granted? Let me go back by WhatsApp. Somebody says dressing up and looking extra special and unique. You could do that home, Dress up, have a little fashion show in the living room. Good morning. I miss work. I love people. It's a pity I can't say the same because look, I'm still in work. Morning. I haven't taken the 24-hour curfew for granted, but it shows that we must be prepared for the inevitable. No. The question is, what has the curfew taught you you've taken for granted? Not if you've taken the curfew for granted. What have you been missing? What you realize that you've been enjoying and know that you don't have it, you realize you miss it. That's what I mean. All right. Let's go back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Oh, a pleasant good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
Not as well as you are. Your voice sounds very strong, and
I'm trying.
What I personally have been taking for granted is your general freedom. And when I say that, okay, you're free to go to church, you're free to go to pay your bills and shop, etc. That has been curtailed because of the virus. We have also been taking God for granted in the sense that I can tell you there's some people now who are praying more than ever now. I mean, you are just, all right, they see a thing and so on, and they go on to bed and all that. But they forget that God is in control of everything. And as a result of that, they have now turned to God. And as a result of that, we need to get together evermore, pray, and ask the good Lord to let this virus, go away and don't come back. This much as I could go on and on and on, but this is how I see freedom taken for granted that is now curtailed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. I understand where you're coming from. What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you that you've been taking for granted? Let me go by the Facebook and see what's cooking up with my peeps. Somebody's the sun. Because I ain't even opening the door too wide. Next thing, my neighbor sneeze too hard or cough too loud and the breeze blow the virus over in the house. Oh, great, all okay with me. This country take life for granted on a whole, because if we take this thing serious, this lockdown would not reach so far. I miss the days of the week. Is like every day looks like this, like Sunday right now. Point. Socializing with friends. Oh, great, I love you people. Somebody says family outing. Yeah, being stuck in the house with the family all day is one thing, but you need to stretch the legs. Run around on the beach and tire yourself. Yeah, that's right. What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've been taking for granted? Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Blossom.
Morning, how you do?
Well, I just be under pressure. I'll give you right answer, boy. Anyway, not let me make no long talk this time. I'm money, right? Money, and you know the reason why?
Why?
I ain't walking no way, right? I live day to day and I have to leave my house to get the money, right? So that is the biggest problem. All right, so let me leave you know.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've been taking for granted? Let me go back by WhatsApp. Somebody says, did I school? Oh, you missed school. That's a good one. I've taken for granted freedom to wander outside to exercise and enjoy nature. Yeah, put on your running shoes, walk down the road, walk back home, and not really paying attention to the nature. Now you missed the nature, huh? I want to go back to work tired with home. I'm sure when you were on work, you used to say differently. Watch us now. Watch us now. I miss the guys passing around with the pastries and dollar juice. When they used to pass, I can spend $5 and be satisfied for a long time. But now I spend more money. I miss them. Point. Pastry man used to pass here in truth, and you kill a $5 and you're good to went. Now you had to go and actually cook one. Yep. The struggle is real. Good morning.
Good morning. This is K105.
Yes, it is.
And is it live?
Yes, it is.
And the question to me is, what do I take for granted?
What have you been taking for granted? What the 24-hour lockdown has taught you've been taking for granted?
Well, really and truly, what we have been taking for granted is our prayer life. And generally, our natural tea. We have a lot of natural remedy here in Grenada.
Okay.
And if we were to go and capitalize on it, we might be able to heal the entire world.
Okay.
I'm speaking about our bay leaf. It have a lot of medical factor in it. I'm speaking also about a tea called Shadow Benny. You know, if we drink on it, we might be able to heal the world. You know, old people here never used to suffer. And we live within our means. We were humble. We were loving. We were kind and generous. You know, so let us go back to our natural thing. Let's tell the Prime Minister and ministers of health, you know, let us tap into some of the natural remedy or Spice Island, natural herbs, and help heal the world. I can email you the benefit in bay leaf. I can also email you the benefits in the Shadow Benny. It's good for asthma, it's good for all those things. Try it. You know, we can heal the world. General Hospital, give them a cup of tea. Forget the milk, forget the sugar, just give them a good cup of bay leaf. You know? I have a good tale I could really share with you. Years ago in Trinidad, I think there was some kind of a virus going around. And an elderly lady, she brewed for me a Shadow Benny with garlic, a little bit of lemon peel. And everybody around us was falling ill. They had stomach problem, neck problem, pain, coughing, headaches, and everything was happening at the same time. And she brewed it. She actually boiled the water and threw it in the Shadow Benny with the garlic and the other stuff. And eventually, she let it cool down, and I took a sip of it, a cup. And I did felt the symptoms of all those, what I mentioned above, were coming on. And it passed. So we do have natural stuff right here that we could lend the world. Not that we should go and kill our bay leaf tree, but we should share leaf, give one to another.
Okay.
So what I will do is that I will text you some of the benefits of the bay leaf itself. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Yep, we've been hearing about the benefits of what we call the bush, about the place. Yep. What has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've taken for granted? Somebody on Facebook says, I don't live at home, but I think safety, because we do things carefree without thinking of the consequences it can bring. So with the extension, how serious COVID-19 really is, life or death. What has it taught you you've been taking for granted? Showing love to friends and playing cricket. Cricket in the road, ain't it? How I miss going to the pan house and play my music with my fellow pan players. Big up the panists around the trial. And which band? Which band do you play with? Clubbing. You miss clubbing? Stay home. Put on the radio and club at home. Dress up, put on the heels, set up yourself in your living room. Listen, I just be having my own party home. I could never be bored. Maybe I took Sunday morning worship and Tuesday evening prayer meeting for granted. Now I will spend more time in the Word and pray more. Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, we take a lot of things for granted. Let's see. What have you been taking for granted? I could say Saturday is my Sabbath. Hold on. I miss the beach and going to the park to take the breeze. Gosh, no Easter Monday beach lime. Exactly, Easter weekend. Stay home. Ooh. All your grief for the Easter weekend, boy. Jeez. Good morning. I miss my morning exercises. Can you tell me if we can go out to jog or run as a form of exercise? I'm here just putting on weight. Let's not take our exercise for granted. Miss, you can jog, but only around your house. You cannot leave your yard. No jogging, walking, exercising, sprinting, nothing in the people road. Go in the yard, run from left to right. If you do that a few hundred times, you might clock the same time you'd clock from home to wherever you usually go. You could do it in the yard, no biggie. Put on the same jogging clothes and jog in the yard. Do not leave your yard. Take it for granted. Morning, we have taken our health for granted. How many of you say thanks for your health? I miss freedom and independence. Story time or boy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
What I take for granted more is meeting the beach in the morning.
Which beach?
Oh, well, it seems as if I have the wrong number.
No, you're on Classic. I'm just asking which beach you usually frequent.
Grandad's Beach every morning. 5 years from the time I come back to this country, and you're going to see water. It's beautiful. You have the whole seawater for yourself, you know, and your friends and them. Mm-hmm. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you today?
Morning, how do you do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is what I miss more than anything else.
I realize. Don't worry, soon time.
I hope we'll get it back soon.
Soon time.
You think the sea will be there when we're ready to go back?
It definitely will be there.
Okay, thank you very much. That's confidential.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
It most definitely will be there. We'll probably have cleaner waters as well. 2 weeks without a body in it. Yeah, man. As in humans, not dead body. I mean, like a body, like a person in it. Clean out itself. That's what this is, you know. A time to refresh Mother Earth. That's how I see it. Somebody says, a gentle visit from a family or friend, them disagreeable children and them calling miss. That sounds like a teacher. It taught me to value family more. We get to spend time together, talk about our lost brother to the younger ones. It teaches me to let go of phone and enjoy fun with nieces and nephews. It's lovable. These are the best days for me. Family time. Mm-hmm. All right, lost that one. Family time is important. Just over the weekend, my family had flower garden competition. Oh. It was fabulous. I miss school and my friends. Don't worry, baby. School will open just now. Once Grenadians behave, school will open just now. That lockdown has taught me to go out, enjoy the beach, the waterfalls, just enjoy Grenada. Years now I haven't been to the beach. But on a good note, my daughter and I would play cards. Yeah, I know the last day I go by a waterfall. I want to know. What happened to my callers? Only waits are coming. The smiles on the faces of my students and their good morning hugs when I arrive to school each day. Oh, school will reopen shortly, in a short. Don't worry. All right, let's see what happened in here now. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I see you're really good in too.
I'm trying, I think, girl.
Yes, you're all trying. So what do you think about the lockup? What do you think about it?
I think it's a good thing.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's sticking up with gunners when the PRG take over. This is God's work. And we must learn to be contented. It's the works of the Master that cause us to be inside. And we must obey the rules.
So what has the lockdown taught you that you've been taken for granted, though?
What I've taken for granted?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to avoid the sickness spreading in the island.
So is there anything that you miss while you're locked up inside?
I missed something now and I want to report it. I want to get clarification over it. Now, tomorrow, Wednesday, praise the Lord, which we all has to go to the different clinics to get our meditation. But I didn't hear the Prime Minister speak about that.
Okay.
You understand? Which we have on our card, what did to return for it, and I need my own.
Understood.
As a citizen, you know, I can't go to Tongues in Montreal medical station.
Right.
So they'll renew that and let us have our protocol and receive our meditation tomorrow morning. Very good for us.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
But for the lockup thing, Ryan, that ain't worrying me.
Nice
the PRG did it worse than that.
Nice to know.
Because up with gun and all them things.
It's a different time now.
Different time now. So
all
we
right.
must learn to get out of this thing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I reckon for a response what I'll get for that medical station more because I didn't hear the Prime Minister talk anything about it.
Okay.
So
all right.
I hoping so. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. As far as I am aware, that this still falls under health services, and most, if not all, of our health services at our different health centers around the island are still intact. What you can do is call the health center tomorrow, God willing, to ensure that they're still opened and have the medication on hand to distribute. Just make a little phone call, but I believe these programs and services are still in place. These are medical situations, and medical emergencies, which are provided for in the regulations. Provisions are made for them to continue during the lockdown. But make a phone call tomorrow, God willing, to ensure or what time you could pick it up. All right, what has this 24-hour lockdown taught you you've been taking for granted? Good morning.
Pleasant morning to you, Sister Blossom.
Morning.
Oh, God, Nanny need her medicine. Nanny need her tablets for the chest.
Where do you usually get it?
Every month my son does send down my money for me through the bank to get it to go and buy my tablets. Now my tablets run out, especially the one for the chest, upset stomach. A doctor recommended to me, and it's finished. So I need money to go to the bank and collect it. And the bank not opening. I'm in Grenville, I live in Simon in St. Andrews, and no bank opening.
Right.
I heard they talk about ATM, but I don't know about this ATM.
Okay. Don't worry, Nenny. Something will work out, right?
So I need last night I sleep with the chest upset stomach, and I must have that tablet then.
Okay.
The doctor that recommended for me.
Okay.
Yes, so I will need the bank to get my money to go and get my tablet.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Nenny, something wrong with your phone, man. A few weeks now. Man. Flow operating still. Call flow. As highlighted by the Prime Minister yesterday, they are in discussions with banks and financial institutions to see what could be worked out during this time because, like he said, they are aware that there are people who need to go to banks and other financial institutions to conduct business. Outside of ATM services, but the discussions continue, and I guess as soon as a decision is made, they would make an announcement as to what can be accommodated during this time. So the folks who are waiting on the banks to open, hold strain. All right, hold on. Let me go back by WhatsApp. I miss giving the Drake $1 so he can buy something to eat. I am not at work. I can't get to see him. Hope he is okay. That's someone concerned about homeless? Yes, hopefully. I saw members of, I think it was South St. George, but it was a police van that was taking around some of the homeless in the south of the island. I'm hoping it's to get, stuff to eat and get themselves a little refreshed. I did not have the opportunity to ask the officer what exactly was taking place. He drove off before I could raise, the question. So I'm hoping that is what is taking place at this time. I miss being able to go to work. I work with children. I miss their laughter and our ability to create. That's a nice one, ability to create. What has this lockdown taught you you've been taking for granted? Let's see. This one says, hold on. I'll get back to that CPEACXC question. Why am I doing the webcast? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let me stick to the question in the dance. Let me go back by the phone lines in the meantime. Good morning. What has this lockdown taught you you've been taking for granted?
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
Well, you know what I took for granted?
Tell me.
Coming home every day, house clean, food cooked, yard clean, clothes wash, my uniform iron and ready for work the next day. Now that I have to do it for myself, I think after this lockdown is over, I will definitely think about hiring a maid.
Okay, I hear you.
Thank you.
All right. It's not no one thinking about hiring a maid now. I'll be honest, this cleaning thing is not for me. The signers just threw me off. It shows us that we need to take our food security seriously. Go back to the land. We take food security for granted. Yeah, now everybody running helter-skelter for the brightly colored foods. I miss going on long walks, visiting the beach and waterfalls. Thank God I always do videos when I used to go, so I just watch them now and reminisce. This too shall pass. Reminiscing, that torture, man, watching on the videos what you can't do. Let's see. Good morning. Could you believe a tiger in America has the virus? Yep. It was reportedly passed on from one of the workers in the zoo to a tiger at I think it was the Bronx Zoo. Brooklyn Zoo? Bronx? One of them. Awesome. The only thing I miss right now is I didn't get a chance to see my Uncle David in Willis, and he passed away yesterday. May his soul rest in peace. Oh my. That is a heartbreaking one. Oh, and you don't get to see loved ones before they pass. Oh, my sympathies to you and your family in this time. Oh, that one was heartbreaking. Let me go back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Hi, morning.
Morning.
Hi, morning to you, Blossom.
Morning.
Blossom, I just want to make one little comment there. During the press conference last night, something I thought that should have been mentioned. It is a question of, according from telescope to beside. Blossom, there is no cooking gas in that area now for more than 3 weeks. How, with all what we're talking about, stay home, do this, do that, how will we expect people to survive? Why didn't the people who is in charge of putting the dates together for the lockdown, why didn't they meet with Huggins and decided on specific days for specific parishes that we will have gas during the lockdown time, right? I remember I think it was during the PRG time, they had a special arrangement with these delivery trucks that they could, is a special pass to beside they had. So I'm wondering why didn't the same thing happen? You know, people have to be walking up and down. No, they're not even walking because there is no cooking gas in the area. You call Huggins, you're not even getting a response from them. So maybe I think the people who normally put these days together, in the next cycle when they do it over, I really think they could put cooking gas. Just as how they had for the delivery truck, which is a perfect waste. I also operate a small shop. There's absolutely nothing in the shop. So I don't know where these people, when they come on television, just barbarian and say this and that is in place, and absolutely nothing is happening.
Okay. Thank you very much. The delivery trucks for cooking gas, they are owned by the private companies. So the companies would usually put the schedule together of when this van would go here and this one would go there, so on and so forth, etc., etc., etc. So I am not sure why there hasn't been gas in the area for the past 3 weeks. Just yesterday, I saw a van loading up to go deliver cooking gas. That was the green one, Rubis. I am not sure which direction it was heading. I just saw the truck loading up, so I know deliveries are taking place. But I guess they need to work out when to go to this one and leave out this one and go here and so on and so forth. I'm not sure how much the government can influence that because that schedule is up to the private companies who do the deliveries. So I'm not sure how much government, if they can, influence the schedule and say go to St. Andrew today, St. Mark tomorrow, St. John on Friday. I am not too sure. But hopefully somebody's listening and can tend to that issue with quickness, because I've heard people saying there's no gas in their areas, different parts of the island. St. Andrew, I've heard about it. I've heard about it from St. Andrew residents, I guess more than other parishes, I believe. Yes. All right, let me go back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, I'm fine.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Vendom.
Vendom, okay. Big up Vendom, Bolioboka. What have you been taking for granted now that you're on lockdown?
Kite.
Kite?
Yes, I very love kite. Every morning I love to go outside on a cold breeze and go and fly my kite.
And you miss it?
Yes.
And Easter weekend and you can't fly kite? Oh, don't worry. Lockdown would be lifted and you'll fly a kite to your heart's content.
Yes, miss.
Okay, have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right. That answer surprised me. But I like it. Kite. Took kite for granted. Oh, poor thing. Let's see. Back on Facebook. I miss school and the beach. I miss my daily exercise. I miss going down by my mom to eat her Sunday cooking, or during the week when she bakes cake or potato pudding or coconut tart. You're making me hungry. She always making something that would get me over by her, but with the far distance apart and her age, I am staying away for her safety. I like you. I love your conclusion, I should say. You're staying away for her safety. Don't worry. The tart and the potato pudding, everything would be there when the lockdown is lifted. I like how you put it. Stay away for her safety. Let me go back by the WhatsApp. The person that tell exercise say they don't have yard space. Well, jog in the living room. Friend, I don't know what to tell you. All right, let me see. What has this 24-hour lockdown made you realize you've been taking for granted? I believe that I have taken the effort put into nurturing plants from seedlings to the family table. Now that I am forced to do it myself. So now that you're working the lands, you realize. Good morning.
Morning, Rosa.
How are you?
I'm good.
What have you been taking for granted?
Well, it's just a thought. Flo taking people for granted because yesterday I had to walk for a whole mile and a half to go and look for a friend of mine. The phone breakdown since a whole 2 weeks now, and she called. She can't get no answer. Not only children from England calling to find out if the mother is there. And they make the report, but Flo don't even check in on people. A lot of people out of service on the line in Sutter's area. And Ruby's gas again, the small one. A lot of people don't understand. Before the gas reach in the place where they're supposed to sell, people on the outside buying it from the truck, and that is supposed to happen. If the truck come to drop off gas in the different places, let people go and buy it in the place where you're supposed to buy, not from the truck. That's what I hear.
Okay.
That is supposed to happen. In Sutter's, if your gas finish, people can't even burn wood as they should, because you're living so close to people. And that is supposed to happen. The truck come to go bring gas in Sutter's, let the people and them who buying the gas for the place, we go in the place and buy the gas, not from the truck.
Okay.
And that has to stop. And again, the other thing, again, we in the Easter season, people are even checking on if God is living, and that is just a testimony for us. I couldn't go to Stationary Cross, even church service, and a lot of people don't know if God living. So that thing now is for we to turn around with life. And, I don't really take it on because, you see, we're doing a lot of wrong thing, God will.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. That could be the problem with the gas, People buying it straight from the truck, so it's not getting to the shop with the quickness. Okay. I see you. Let me quickly check social media before we end the program. Good morning. As a photographer, I miss going out and shooting photos. And with the lockdown, I have to stay indoors because no weddings and other occasions where I can go out there and get some great shooting. Set up your own shots. Put an apple on the veranda wall. Set up your live, shoot different things, all kind of thing. Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself busy. I know it's not the same as a wedding or graduation or so, but you have to do what you could do. I want to know, does Grenada have a reserve police in case the police officers are trapped with the viruses? Who will be there? I think the Prime Minister will have to call back the PRA. I am not sure. Members of the force, I guess they would bring back those on vacation, and so I don't think it would take us that drastic with the entire force. We have to call in reserves. It is okay to send no voice notes, please. I can't listen to the voice notes. Good morning. I use water from a drum and my chest wheezing. Well, then don't go in the drum. Yeah. Good morning.
Citizen Welsh, good morning, greetings. Listen, I've chosen this last moment of your program to make this observation and therefore a comment. What is significant in this entire hour of program in Citizen Welsh is that a huge amount of our population are not acquainted with the term, quote unquote, to take somebody or something for granted. I'm afraid I have to say it. Because none of the answers or the responses of our people really relates to take something or somebody for granted, which really means to underestimate or subestimate the importance or significance of someone or other or a thing. It's rather unfortunate. If you look, they've been off on all tangents talking about all other things, but nobody have answered your question. It's rather unfortunate. Next time you come on board, I would like you to explain to the people what that thing really means. I'm afraid I don't have the time to do it now, but it's rather unfortunate. But having said all of that, I wish our people to continue to save themselves, because it's only a people can save a people. Do what you're expected to do. Excuse me, sorry. Keep away from mingling and jamming up. Stay away from one another for time. Stay home. Do what you have to do home. If you need assistance, use your telephone or otherwise. And see if we can save ourselves. So when you come out of this and so on, we'll continue learning as we go along. Have a nice day, will you, Citizen Welsh?
Thank you, Citizen Rolo. I agree with you. A lot of the answers you realize they didn't understand whether the question or the word granted. I agree with you. But sometimes I make it work. I adjust to suit, whether it's the question, adjust to suit because I realize the direction that people are heading because they didn't understand the original. But I get what you're saying. I get it. And on that note, it's time to end the program. Thank you very much, those of you participated. What have you been taking for granted, or what the 24-hour lockdown taught you've been taking for granted? Thank each and every one of you for... Somebody says, I miss going to the beach, playing sports, and roasting breadfruit and drinking coconut water. Is it roast breadfruit that catch me? Lord, thank you again for tuning in to Good Morning Grenada. I had a blast as always. Keep it locked right here. It's time to join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Have yourselves a productive Tuesday at home. Stay safe, stay healthy. Continue to practice what you need to practice to avoid being inflicted with COVID-19, the coronavirus. Until about an hour from now for To The Point, I'm off on your TV. Keep it locked right here to Hot and Classic as the vibes continue on radio. Stick and stay to GBN. Have a good one.